In the waning days of 1944, as the conclusion of the Second World War looms on the horizon, a crucial chapter unfolds in the isolated wilderness of Lapland. The Moscow Armistice, a pact between Finland and the Soviet Union, imposes a vital mission upon Finland to disarm the retreating Nazis and drive them out of Lapland. The Nazis, employing a ruthless, scorched earth strategy, leave behind a trail of devastation, eradicating roads, bridges, and entire communities. In the midst of this desolation, Aatami, accompanied solely by his loyal horse and unwavering dog, chooses a life of solitude, a deliberate retreat from the uproar of war. Far removed from the reverberations of conflict, Aatami loses himself in the tranquility of Lapland's expansive wilderness. His days are consumed by the pursuit of precious minerals, a quest that unexpectedly leads to a significant revelation. A glimmering piece of gold concealed amid the dust and pebbles. The jubilant cry that escapes Aatami in the wake of this discovery resonates through the untouched landscape. This triumphant moment, wherein the prospector unearths a symbol of wealth and prosperity, becomes a source of solace for Aatami. Devoting a substantial portion of his days to the tireless pursuit of gold, Aatami immerses himself in the art of panning and mining. Fortunately, his persistence pays off when he stumbles upon a lucrative deposit, unearthing a substantial collection of gleaming gold nuggets. With his newfound wealth in tow, Aatami, accompanied by his trusty horse and loyal dog, embarks on a journey toward the nearest town. As he traverses the desolate terrain, an unsettling scene unfolds amidst the arid expanse. Armored vehicles and trucks, remnants of a retreating force, plow through the landscape. In this desolate backdrop, Aatami's path intersects with the ominous presence of a 30-man Wehrmacht platoon, under the command of the ruthless SS Obersturmführer Bruno Helldorf and his subordinate Wolf. The destructive wake of the platoon becomes evident as they lay waste to settlements in their hasty retreat, with several captive women in tow. In a tense encounter, Bruno Helldorf, displaying a fleeting indifference to Aatami, allows him to pass unscathed. However, the volatile situation takes a precarious turn when one of Bruno's subordinates levels a gun at Aatami. Bruno, displaying a cold pragmatism, intervenes, dismissing the threat with the assertion that Aatami is already walking toward his inevitable demise. In the desolate tableau of war, the solitary prospector, burdened by the weight of his newfound fortune, presses forward through a landscape marred by destruction and human cruelty. His journey takes an ominous turn as he encounters the haunting sight of lifeless bodies hanging from poles, an eerie manifestation of the brutality that has unfolded in the wake of the conflict. Undeterred, Aatami, with a resolute determination, forges ahead, navigating the treacherous terrain that bears witness to the atrocities of war. Amidst the desolation, Aatami's path intersects with the first group of soldiers. However, fortune takes an unexpected twist when a second contingent discovers the valuable contents of his saddlebags. Gold, a tangible testament to his recent triumphs in the pursuit of precious minerals. Faced with an imminent threat, Aatami springs into action, swiftly confronting the soldiers in a deadly display of self-defense. The unforgiving wilderness becomes a silent witness to the lethal dance that ensues, as Aatami, armed with resourcefulness and grit, leaves the assailants lifeless in his wake. The echoes of gunfire, resonating through the desolate landscape, act as a grim harbinger, alerting SS Obersturmführer Bruno Helldorf to the scene of the brutal confrontation. One of the dying men was holding a gold nugget, which Bruno finds among the dead soldiers and finds to be a crucial clue. This discovery becomes a catalyst for Bruno's relentless pursuit of Aatami as the chase intensifies, drawing the SS officer and his formidable tank into the fray. The pursuit reaches a critical juncture at the precipice of a treacherous minefield. Aatami's loyal horse meets a tragic end, obliterated by a concealed mine, a stark reminder of the deadly hazards that litter the war-ravaged landscape. Seizing the opportunity amidst the chaos, Aatami gathers his precious gold, turning a moment of loss into an act of strategic ingenuity. Deliberately triggering another mine, he creates a diversion, a cunning move that allows him to slip away from the encroaching threat. As Bruno and his men cautiously navigate the perilous minefield, the landscape claims its toll on those sent in pursuit of Aatami. The treacherous terrain becomes a stage for survival, where each step is fraught with danger. Aatami, undeterred by the perils that surround him, becomes a symbol of resilience, navigating the minefield with a determination to escape the clutches of his relentless pursuer. In a desperate bid for safety, Bruno orders 2 of the captive women to precede the soldiers through the danger-laden terrain. Bruno's guard immediately goes over to the van and points out to the 2 girls to come out. However, one of them refuses to comply, and soon, Aino, one of the captives, bravely volunteers to take the place of another woman, leading the perilous way through the minefield. The unforgiving wilderness becomes a battleground of survival, where cunning and courage shape the fates of those entangled in the vortex of war. Examining Aatami's retrieved dog tag, Bruno uncovers a haunting past. A once Finnish commando who, shattered by the loss of his family and home during the Winter War against the Russians, transformed into a vengeful force known as Koche, the Immortal. This legendary figure became a one-man death squad, feared and renowned. Despite the ominous revelation, Bruno dismisses the cautionary tale and defies orders to halt the pursuit. Determined to confront the enigmatic Aatami, Bruno plunges ahead, unraveling a complex narrative of revenge and resilience amid the harsh landscapes of war-ravaged Lapland. Battered and fatigued, Aatami awakens to the approaching menace of Bruno's platoon. With the relentless pursuit closing in and the soldiers' dogs hot on his trail, Aatami resorts to a desperate strategy. Taking cover beneath one of the German vehicles, he deftly punctures the fuel tank, saturating himself in gasoline to mask his scent from the keen noses of the tracking dogs. With the platoon brought to a standstill by the engineered fuel leak, Aatami seizes a daring opportunity for escape. In a harrowing gambit, he transforms himself into a living torch, setting his own body ablaze to create a fiery barrier that wards off the ferocious tracking dogs. The blazing spectacle buys him precious moments to make a desperate dive into a nearby lake, extinguishing the flames and concealing himself underwater. This audacious act not only showcases Aatami's resourcefulness, but also highlights the extremes to which he is willing to go in the relentless pursuit of freedom. Sensing an impending threat, Bruno Helldorf, the relentless SS officer, commands his soldiers to meticulously search the lake, unaware of the peril that lurks beneath its calm surface. Aatami, submerged and cunning, becomes a silent predator, dispatching the soldiers with a deadly efficiency that mirrors the brutality of war. Underwater, he silently slits their throats, strategically inhaling the escaping air from their necks, a chilling testament to the lengths he will go to evade capture. Emerging on the other side of the lake, Aatami momentarily believes himself liberated from the clutches of Bruno and his relentless platoon. However, the tenacious SS officer remains undeterred, discovering a chilling reminder of Aatami's presence, the prospector's faithful dog. The war-ravaged Lapland sets the stage for an ominous cat-and-mouse game between Aatami and Bruno, where survival demands not only physical prowess, but also an unyielding will to outsmart a foe who seems equally determined. Amidst the smoldering ruins of a once thriving town and the stark aftermath of the German forces' destructive wake, Aatami seeks refuge within the grim confines of a petrol station. The desolation surrounding him mirrors the toll of conflict, with the ruins bearing witness to the brutality of war. The petrol station, now a serious shelter, becomes a temporary haven for Aatami, a respite amidst the relentless struggle for survival. Battered and fatigued, he contemplates his next move within the grim sanctuary, acutely aware that the pursuit is far from over. The apposition of the town reduced to rubble, and the makeshift refuge of the petrol station encapsulate the harsh realities of war. The petrol station becomes a temporary haven, a momentary respite in the relentless struggle for survival in war-ravaged Lapland. Unbeknownst to him, Bruno deploys Aatami's loyal dog as an unwitting courier of destruction, attaching a lit grenade to the canine's collar. In a desperate act of salvation, Aatami manages to rescue his faithful companion, but falls victim to the ensuing explosion, leaving him subdued and vulnerable. In a cruel turn of events, Bruno, along with his cohorts Wolf and tank driver Schütze, seizes the opportunity to ruthlessly plunder Aatami's hard-earned gold, callously leaving him for dead. However, Aatami's tenacity proves unyielding as he hangs from the petrol station's sign, ingeniously hooking his wounds onto protruding rebar to narrowly escape the fatal noose intended for him. Fate, ever unpredictable, takes a dramatic turn with the unexpected arrival of a pair of German pilots desperately seeking fuel. Aatami engages these intruders in a quick and fatal altercation while acting with determination and a burning desire for vengeance. With ruthless efficiency, he dispatches one pilot and incapacitates the other, standing poised on the precipice of survival in the desolate aftermath of war-torn Lapland. As Germany faces its inevitable downfall, Bruno, ever the cunning strategist, devises a daring plan to secure his escape. Intent on using the amassed gold to flee alongside his accomplices, Wolf and Schütze, Bruno sets the stage for a thrilling climax where the pursuit of wealth and survival converges with the imminent collapse. As the trio orchestrates a desperate escape plan, arranging for a pilot to fly them to safety in a last-ditch effort to evade the encroaching defeat, Aatami seizes a parallel opportunity for retribution. Coercing the surviving pilot, he compels the aviator to transport him toward the advancing German platoon, a narrative twist that sets the stage for a climactic confrontation. The story takes a dramatic turn as the German soldiers encounter the wreckage of the crashed airplane in their path. The dead pilot is shown hanging from the same noose that Wolf had meant for Aatami in this grim scene. The platoon continues its relentless march toward Norway in spite of this ominous warning, unaware of the impending conflict that awaits them. Aatami seizes control of the situation thanks to her unwavering pursuit of justice. Climbing onto the convoy, he arms the captive women, instigating a rebellion within the ranks. Seizing control of one of the trucks alongside Aino, they defy the odds, setting the stage for Aatami's daring leap onto Bruno's tank. The women, armed and empowered, become catalysts for turning the tables on the unsuspecting soldiers. In a fierce and strategic move, Aatami and Aino lead the charge, dismantling the remnants of Bruno's platoon and reclaiming agency amidst the chaos of war-ravaged Lapland. The scene is a testament to the resilience of those who have endured the atrocities of war and are now rising against their oppressors with newfound strength and determination. Aatami pulls Wolf from the tank as the final confrontation unfolds under her vengeful determination. Wolf is left to face the retribution of the captive women, marking a symbolic reversal of power dynamics. The narrative crescendo reaches its peak as Aatami, alongside Aino and the armed women, earns a hard-fought triumph over the forces of oppression that once dominated the war-torn Lapland landscape. Swiftly pursuing Bruno, the relentless prospector witnesses the callous murder of Schütze at the hands of the SS officer before Bruno takes off with the surviving pilot. Unyielding in his pursuit, Aatami takes aim and fires at the plane, mortally wounding the pilot. Employing his pickaxe with a daring mid-air assault, Aatami hacks his way onto the aircraft. Engaged in a fierce hand-to-hand struggle with Bruno, Aatami finds himself brutally beaten with a static line. In a moment of resilience, Aatami turns the tide, hooking the static line to a bomb just as Bruno prepares for another savage assault. The result is a fatal plunge for Bruno as he drops to his demise. With the pilot also meeting his end, Aatami, strapped into the doomed plane, hurtles towards a crash in a vast swamp. Meanwhile, under the leadership of Aino, the captive women deliver Wolf and the Nazi tank to the astonished and speechless Finnish army. The tale concludes with the collision of ideologies and the personal battles fought in the shadows of war, leaving a stark imprint on the war-torn landscape of Lapland. Surviving the plane crash, Aatami, along with his loyal dog, reaches the war-torn city of Helsinki, bearing the physical toll of his journey. In a battered state, he walks into a bank, symbolically emptying his pockets filled with gold nuggets onto the counter. Breaking his silence, Aatami addresses the teller, requesting large bills instead, pragmatically stating that they would be lighter to carry than the weighty gold.